Is it time for Mr. Cryan to move on?
Well, this is a difficult question. John Cryan was the right man on the top of the bank to solve the problems of the past. The bank had immense problems concerning LIBOR manipulations, etc., and they spent billions and billions of euros for these problems. And Mr. Cryan has solved all these problems in a very good way, I think, and we think here. But what was missing was a person on top of the bank as CEO who is developing a new strategy, who is developing a vision for the bank, creating a vision where the bank will earn its money in the next 3 to 5 years, and how to compete with the competitors and getting forward and not losing more ground as they did.
So who's the right person to sort of paint that vision, Klaus? Clearly you're suggesting Cryan might not be the right person for that. He's done a good job in, stabilizing the bank. So who would be the ideal candidate?
Honestly, this is the task of the supervisory board to find the ideal candidate. It's not my task. But to answer your question, it is, in my point of view, it is very difficult to find a right person, to find a person who is willing to do this job. You get, let's say, less money than as CEO of other banks. You have still a large bundle of problems. You have a bank who isn't still under the top 5 banks of the world, but only under the top 10 or top 15 banks of the world. So it is not very easy. It is difficult to find a person who is willing to do this.
Klaus, some of the blame today has been laid at the door of the chairman, Paul Achleitner. Do you think that he has to share some of the blame? No,
Mr. Achleitner, you can say he has waited too long in replacing Andrew Jain and Jürgen Fitschen by Mr. Cryan. But now he is acting very early in my eyes, and he is acting very fast. And I think he just wanted to avoid that he is blamed twice for the same mistake.
Klaus, one top shareholder that spoke to Bloomberg said that Cryan is still the top choice to run the bank. How do we differentiate between, well, we just haven't given him enough time and his strategy is wrong?
Yeah, I think we are still in the status of rumors. We don't have clear facts that Mr. Cryan is to be replaced in the next month, for example. So let's wait and see what the bank says to these rumors. John Cryan did a real good job in solving the problems of the past, but we are demanding, the capital market is demanding answers on the question, what is the vision for the bank, what is the strategy for the bank for the next 3 to 5 years. Only cost cutting is not the real strategy.
No, but he does have a controlled growth strategy that he's working out. He's promised to bring more investment banking back to the bank and so on. I mean, there are things that are beyond his control, right, Klaus?
Yeah, is the investment banking the only problematic area of the bank? I think especially the IT is a much bigger problem the bank has than the investment banking. There are questions and there are real problems. And we don't have right now a real strategy in the bank concerning the new IT, concerning banking 2.0, concerning blockchain technology, etc. All these things where the competitors are working on. And Mr. Cryan himself said the IT of Deutsche Bank is lousy. So I think this is a much bigger problem than the investment banking.